Hi, in this video I will be reflecting upon the Computers and Landscaping course, which is also known as Hort 120. Throughout the entire course, two templates were used to create our designs in every program. These templates were referred to as the Small Garden Plan and Course Master Plan. Both plans were inserted into the drawing at the start of every project and worked on top of so that they could be accurately recreated using different kinds of software. These templates were always their own layer within the drawing so that it could be turned on and off as needed. The small garden plan was always created first in order to learn each software and practice with it. After getting the hang of the software, the course master plan was created. This plan was more extravagant and required more work. For this reason, the products created using the course master plan were turned into the professor for class credit and were posted in this e-portfolio under the software used to create them. The main purpose of using the same templates every time was to develop the ability to intuitively adapt to any software. Once one software was learned, it became easier to learn the next. By the end of the course, the ability to use some of the tools and features within a newly introduced software became intuitive. The ability to intuitively adapt to each software increased with every project completed throughout the course. Using the same templates made similarities between the software clear, which resulted in skills learned in one software being transferable to many others. The class featured four main software, including AutoCAD, Dynarscape, Real-Time Landscaping Architect, and Photoshop. AutoCAD and Photoshop were non-industry specific, whereas Dynarscape and Real-Time were industry specific. Also in this class, Adobe Premiere Rush was featured in order to create YouTube videos that included both PowerPoints and voiceovers. By learning all of these types of software, I was able to improve both my computer skills in general and my ability to create landscapes using a computer. These new abilities will assist me in the landscaping industry, mostly because landscaping designs are now done on the computer. In the future, most employers will be looking for someone who not only knows how to use a few industry-specific software, but also has the ability to quickly learn new software that is presented to them. By taking this class, I feel as if I have both of these abilities, which will only continue to improve as I progress throughout the landscape contracting major. Before taking this class, I never would have thought I would be able to create such beautiful designs in the landscape using such simple software. I thought I would maybe learn one software as the course progressed, and instead I learned four. All expectations I had for this course were exceeded. I become much more confident in my ability to use computer software, both related and unrelated to landscaping, which is something I never thought I'd be able to say. In order to provide a more in-depth reflection upon this course, I will be describing some of the similarities and differences between each of the software learned throughout the semester. The first software used was AutoCAD. This program was very basic, and even though it was not considered industry-specific, it definitely proved to be useful in creating master plans for landscapes. The software primarily used basic lines and shapes in order to recreate templates. It was very user-friendly and allowed for an organized drawing by including color-coded layers that could be labeled and turned on and off. The second software used, which was kind of like the industry-specific version of AutoCAD, was Dynarscape. Dynarscape also included the layer feature like AutoCAD, but instead of using basic shapes to recreate templates, used different pre-made symbols that are frequently used in the landscape. These symbols were very basic, though included very little detail. This program, although it was user-friendly, seemed to be less intuitive than AutoCAD. In Dynarscape, it appeared to be more challenging to navigate specific tools and features that are frequently used. The third software learned was Real-Time Landscaping Architect. This program, like Dynarscape, was considered to be industry-specific and included layers as well in order to keep things organized. Real-Time was more impressive than Dynarscape, though. It was not only easier to navigate and use, but it also allowed for more detailed master plans to be created. There were so many plants and site amenities that could be chosen from, all of which were very detailed and allowed for both their textures and colors to be edited. Real-Time was my favorite software to use, primarily due to the perspective view, which allowed for the user to feel as if they were actually on the site due to the objects being three-dimensional. For this reason, real-time would most likely be the software I would use if working with an actual client. It was the most professional software out of the four learned by far. The final software learned was Adobe Photoshop. This software was not industry specific and was definitely my least favorite to use. It was my least favorite due to it having to be used in combination with AutoCAD, which was just inconvenient. The final product also had an unprofessional look to it. For this software, the purpose behind it was slightly different though, which may have contributed to this dissatisfaction. This software was primarily used in order to avoid having to actually draw a master plan template by hand. After completing this though, I feel as if drawing a template by hand would be less time consuming and more pleasing to the eye. Adobe Photoshop did not give the ability to provide much detail within the design, and what detail it did provide was not very pleasing to look at. Even though I disliked the program, it should be noted that it was rather easy to use layers in order to keep the drawing organized, just like all of the other software learned throughout the course. Overall, I really enjoyed learning all of these types of software throughout this course. It definitely provided a good introduction to how computers are used in the landscaping industry and why they are so crucial to its success. I hope to continue to practice the types of software used in this course and learn more types as I progress through the landscape contracting program here at Penn State. I truly am appreciative for this experience, and I'm excited to apply the material learned within this course not only for future courses but for future jobs I may have.